Hello everyone, welcome back. My name is Dina and this is my channel about cross stitch. I hope that you see something here that you like, that you will enjoy going along my stitching journey. If there's something here you'd like to stitch with me, please feel free to do that, let me know. And otherwise, sit back and relax and stitch. Today I want to share with you a little bit of information about what I've been stitching on, and then just a tiny bit of planning information for the month so you have an idea of what it is that I would like to do in the month of June. So let's start with stitching progress today. This is my autumn bell pull and I'm working on the letter T. And I had decided, part of the planning, this will all dovetail I guess, I had decided in the month of June that I wanted to do a mid-year check on some of my whips, things that I had a goal for, and I wanted to see am I at least halfway there for my annual goal. This is one of those. There are only 6 letters in the autumn bell pull, and that would give you a couple of months a year to work on each one. And I don't know exactly when I decided that my goal was going to be to finish it this year, but somewhere along the line that became a goal. And so I decided that in this month of June I needed to be halfway through, and I am on the middle letter and I need to work on it to get halfway there, and I'm not there yet. So this is going to be one of my focus pieces for this month. And sorry, had to move my floor stand out of the way. And this is where I'm at. I did a little bit of stitching today. I may get to do some more tonight. I don't know. It's choir practice, so I'm not sure I'll be back in time to do any more. But you can see a gourd here, and you can see the beginnings of that big orange pumpkin and the greenery around that pumpkin forming right here. But there's nothing but fruit and vegetables to stitch in here, but it's sort of confetti heavy, and that's okay. It's an easy pattern to follow. It's beautiful colors. I'm loving that. It's even got a little bit of purple in this one. So today, as I mentioned, I only got 282 stitches so far. I am using it for a prompt in 24 hours of cross stitch. The 24 hours of cross stitch prompt is kit up your joy. So kit up something you want to stitch, something that brings you joy, and stitch it. Well, I am using this for one of the O's in the word your, joy. I'm using it for O as in onward to finish letter T. So my goal is sitting right there. Because it's 24 hours of cross stitch, my minimum is 200 stitches, and I've certainly done that at 282, but I would really, really like it if I could come back over here and at least finish stitching all of this in here so that I'm solid right here, and then I only have this part left on that side. This is the smaller of the 2 sides, so I would kind of like to finish a little more of this side if I can before I put it away, but we'll see. All right, so that takes us into a couple of other things. One, let's talk about whip go. Numbers were called. I mentioned that before, and I have a whip go. I'm so excited. I posted this in the Facebook group, but here you go. This one was called, and I had already done it. You can see I had it yellow. I've colored it blue with my pencil now to let me know to go back in my computer and make it blue. There's my first whip go. I'm so happy. I'm so happy to have that. There are others that are only a couple of, depending on what gets called when, away there. But the newest one called is my new Autumn in the Village. It's a new start, and I haven't begun that one yet, but I do have it on my calendar, so I'll tell you about that. Since I have a focus in June that I want to check on 3 or 4 of my annual projects, and I want to make sure they're at least halfway to their goals. I will share with you what they are, because I came up with this plan probably 2 months ago, knowing after all my crazy starts in May, I would need to take a breather and just do a check on where I am on everything. So I wanted to make sure that on Nativity, I've got at least half that angel completed. I think I probably do, but I need to look, because some of his wing is down below the page break, and I haven't done that part yet. If I had done that part, he would be halfway there. So I may need to go in and do that part to make sure that he's halfway. I have his whole body done. I'm doing the wings now. And he has arms that need to be done as well. So there's a little bit more work I need to do. So I'll need to focus on him a little bit this month. Crabapple tree, I wanted to make sure that I had at least half of that season for Whip Go taken care of. And recently, I just finished that season. So I only have one season left in Crabapple tree. So I will use it as a prompt. I'll use it a couple of times as prompts this month, but I'm not gonna have to do anything to push it forward. It's already there. Winter Quaker. I really want to push that one forward. It's been languishing. When I work on it, they're so intricate, and you don't get a whole lot of progress on those really big motifs any one time that you stitch. So I actually made a goal to look at it in June to see where I'm at, and then to map out what would be half of what's left, and to try to stitch that in June. Now, I think that's a very aggressive goal, very aggressive, but I'm gonna look at it and see if I can do it. I'll let you know, but that was what I was thinking 2 months ago. And then I've already mentioned Autumn Bell Pull, that I wanted to be finished with letter T by the end of the month. So I got a lot of work to do on that one. So that's my initial June goals that I had set a couple of months ago that I wanted to make sure I incorporated in everything I was doing. Now, this is my June. All right, so what you have here are 3 major prompt sources, I guess you would say. The first one is 24 Hours of Cross Stitch Acrostic, which I mentioned was Kit Up Your Joy. And then I'm in the monthly magazine challenge, and I do the acrostic there. And this month is floral. And then in another Facebook group, and I'm sorry it's a closed group, but it's Carrie Pickering from England, I think is the moderator there. And they have put out a June monthly challenge. So there are 10 prompts, and you are to stitch 300 stitches for each of the 10 prompts. And I have identified one of my current whips for each of those 10 prompts. Now, remember I mentioned before that I put it in columns because here are my whips up here. And yes, I have 2 per column, one in one color, one in another, because it's not long enough for all of them. But I go through here and put down the prompt, and then I check it in the appropriate color that matches the whip. So if I wrote it in purple, I put a purple check. If I wrote it in black, I put a black check to let me know which one I'm talking about. But that basically allows me to look through here and see how many prompts am I going for with a particular whip. And I think that's very, very helpful. This month, there's no whip at all that I'm working on for more than 2 prompts at a time. So almost everything I pick up will hit 2 prompts. Just worked out that way. But anyway, it was great fun to put it together. I have a card, as you know, I make on every new start that I do. And I get my cards out so that I'm not forgetting anything. And I go through and I read these prompts, and then I say, oh, that one will meet that. And I write it down. And then I immediately look and see if that same whip could be used for another prompt in another group, because I can double dip. And that keeps me from going crazy. Anyway, it's working out really well. Then, of course, there's the Animal Adventures, which is in that closed Facebook group. But we have 8 animals to find, and I can use Pandemic, Enchanted Alphabet, and Crabapple Tree to stitch for those 5 animals. And so I will be doing that as well. So this month I did something different. Not only do I have my spreadsheet that basically just tells me what I'm going to stitch for each prompt. I went through my calendar, and yes, I like a paper planner. I'm a paper girl. I like paper. But I went through my calendar, and I have a section behind every month that has every day on it, and a big space that I can write plans and things on. So I took that spreadsheet and I went through my month here, looking back at my calendar for the month where I have appointments and phone calls and things like that, and made sure that I could put my whips on a day. I even wrote down, for instance, you can see here, I wrote down Crabapple Tree, and I wrote down what I'm stitching it for. Now, this is the first time I've done this. I'm doing it because I had so many prompts this month. The acrostic was long in 24 hours across stitch. The monthly challenge that has 10 prompts, I don't always do, and I decided to do it this month. So I felt like having that many different prompts and trying to hit every single whip, and I have more whips now, I have 14. I wanted to make sure that I could get them all done. So I assigned them all a day, and I put on there what I was gonna stitch to the goal for that day. And if I don't hit it that day, I'll either catch it up later in the month, or I'll go ahead and do it the next day before I start on my next goal. But I have gone through the month, and I am down to the 21st, and if all goes well, then I will have met all of the prompts that I've already signed up for by the 21st, and I would have found all 8 of my animals by the 21st. And I will, at that point, I have it in here, I'll tell you when. I have it on the 20th of the month, which is my wedding anniversary, to do my new start that was called For Whip Go. And so if that all goes well, I will have hit everything, and I would have met all my prompts by the 21st. Now, that's great because everything doesn't always go as planned. You get unexpected appointments or obligations that creep up, or you don't get to stitch a certain amount on a particular day, and you wind up needing another day. So I have from the 22nd to the end of June to backfill with anything I haven't already accomplished. And so I think that's a good cushion. I think it's fun. I should be able to get it done. And if that all transpires, then I will have made sure I met all those little goals I set for myself for the month of June. And I will have I will have touched every whip I currently have and worked on it for at least a minimum of 300 stitches. And that helps keep them going forward, because in July, as you know, I will be in a starting frenzy. So I do want to get as much work done on my current projects as I can. So this is how I'm going to do it. I apologize if you don't enjoy planning, but I get several comments every time I share my planning with you that you seem to enjoy it. So that is the reason that I did that today. And I hope that your month has gotten off to a great start today. I did most of my planning on this last night while my video was uploading, and went ahead and just put some thought into it and decided what I was going to do, and felt the need to do that extra step to keep me on track. Anyway, that's it from here. I'm about to leave here and go to choir practice with my hubby, And so I hope that I have something to share with you in the next day or two. In the meantime, happy stitching, everybody. Hi everyone, welcome back. My name is Dina and this is my channel about cross stitch. And today is June 2nd and I'm here to give you just a brief stitching update of what I've been working on today. But before I do, Sister Stephanie, please look away. You'll be hearing that a little bit while I work on this and then we'll be through with that. This is what I was working on today. I started this as my 5th May Monday start, got a little work on it there. I was a little challenged because I didn't have all my threads with me. So today when I picked it up, what I worked on was filling in most of those blank spots where I didn't have those threads. And I got all of this filled in. I've got most of this filled in, one more color left in that, and I'm all the way over to here. And then when I next work on it, my intention is to keep coming over here and finish this little bit on the end and then go back and do that side over there. So maybe 1-2 more good stitching sessions on this and I may actually have it finished. So there's my progress today. If you're interested in stitches, some of you tell me you are, I stitched 366 stitches in this today, 366. And so that's where I got to, and I'm gonna put it away now and go fix supper. And then I will hopefully get to stitch again tomorrow. I hope that your month has gotten off to a good start and that you're enjoying what you're working on. Happy stitching, everybody. Hi everyone, this is Dina and today is Friday, June 3rd. So I wanted to show you what I've been stitching so far today. I wanted to work on one of my prompts and I was also going to talk with my friend Glow, and I always look for stitching that's easy to read the pattern, fill in, something like that that makes it easy to stitch without losing your count so that you can visit while you stitch. And today the Cricut Collections Welcome Home fit the bill for me. And it's a prompt. I needed to do this for a prompt in the 24 Hours of Cross Stitch acrostic. And any of you who are looking for prompts, because I get asked that more often in my comments than any other question that gets repeated, is where do I find all my prompts? And this is one of the places I find them. It's at the Facebook group 24 Hours of Cross Stitch. It's an open group. You can ask to join. And this acrostic for the month of June is Kit Up Your Joy. And so the last letter in that is a Y. And I used it for this one and I said it stood for you or welcomed home. So you can make them very, very fluid, very stretched. There's nothing regulated in this. And you set your own goals. And so today I set the goal to finish the letter M because I had it partially stitched. So I did. It was about to right here. Had this part to about right here. I finished that whole leg and I stitched the key, and that totaled 307 stitches. So I knew whatever I got to was fine. I just set the little goal and went for it. And so that is my prompt that I've met today for 24 Hours of Cross Stitch. So now it's Friday. One of the other places that I use for prompts, unfortunately, is a closed Facebook group, but every Friday Carrie Pickering will post some sort of challenge for us. And Carrie lives over in England, so she is celebrating the Queen's Jubilee, of course, with her fellow citizens over there. And so she put up a post for a challenge that has to do with Queen Elizabeth. And so there are several prompts. I usually do the first 5 because the 6th prompt is usually about a SAL, and I'm only in one SAL really right now, an official SAL. which is the designer of the month with Garon Stitchery. I'm in some other sales, but they're just with friends and they're not any kind of official hashtagged sal. So I don't usually go for that one, but the first 5 prompts I usually try for. And so they came out today, and I haven't had a chance to look at them and fit them into my planning yet. But since I'm touching every single whip this month, it should be easy just to add that in. The thing I have to watch for is I can't add it into a prompt that's in that same Facebook group because they don't allow double dipping. Anyway, Cricket Collection, welcome home. Great stitch. It's going very quickly. It's very easy, and my fabric, it's stitching up like butter. It's really, really nice. So I'm excited about that. It's a Be Stitch Me fabric, and I'll have to look at it to see, at my little information card, to see what the name of it is, but it's quite pretty. Anyway, that's my stitching update today. I am going to be letting you get back to what you were doing now. I'm not going to keep you for very long because I have some organizing and planning to do to add in that other prompt challenge. And then tomorrow, I'm going to go ahead and try to hit another prompt tonight if I can, because tomorrow I may not get to stitch very much. Tomorrow, my husband and son and I are going to go see the second movie of Top Gun. So I'm excited about that. We're going to have lunch together and go to the movies together, and I think that'll be a great day. So I may not get a lot of stitching tomorrow. I've made a silly commitment to go out and walk with 3 neighbors in the morning. So I say silly because I don't walk much, and they're probably going to, walk off and leave me very quickly. But I'm going to attempt to walk with my neighbors tomorrow morning, and then I'll come home and get my self ready to go to the movies, and then have a lovely day with my husband and son. So I may not get any stitching in tomorrow. We'll see. Anyway, I hope you do, though. So until we get to talk again, until I have something to share with you, happy stitching. Hi everyone, welcome back. It is just later on January 3rd. It's still Friday, maybe for about another 10 minutes. Anyway, I wanted to come and share with you the news that I did get to do a little more stitching today. I had a goal to meet one more prompt, and I knew that I had, with one of my projects, I would be able to meet a prompt in my 2 acrostics, and also a June monthly challenge, which was another prompt but it required a set number of stitches. So I had to get at least 300 stitches in the first time in order to hit all 3 of those prompts. Then I decided to do another 300 stitches in it because that would find me one of my animal adventures. I couldn't count the first one for animal adventures because it's in the same Facebook group as one of the others, my June monthly challenge. So I actually stitched 306 stitches, stopped and took a picture and posted it, and then I stitched another 348 stitches. So a total of 354 stitches 654 stitches total, but I did them in 2 groupings because that way I could meet 4 prompts for the day. So this is the crabapple tree that I'm working on. I am now in the very last corner. Pretty excited about that. It's this one right here, and I am happy to report that I did. I'll put my pattern back in my little project bag real quick since I've got it in my lap, and I'll put that away. I will show you what I got done. Now it's going to be hard for you to see because it's mostly white, but I'll try to, oh, there we go. I'll try to get it in the light where you can see it. You can see it down here pretty well. I did this piece of border here all the way up. I did this word which spells out winter. I'm not sure you can see that, but there's the W-I-N-T-E-R and just a little filigree there. Then I came down here and grabbed this border and carried it on across. So I am about halfway across the bottom border, and when I get it finished, I will go back over here and I will grab the top border, which is right there. I may have to roll it down a little bit, and I'll come over here and bring that together. And then all I have to do is stitch the tree, the birds, and a little flower in the corner, very similar to that one. So I am excited. This is one of my projects I can stitch on for my animal adventures, and you may get to see this several times this month. If I can work it in, I would like to use it for the majority of those. I have to use all three at least once, but that means if I wanted to, I could use this one for 6 different animals, which would put a whole lot of stitches in it. And yeah, you can hear what's coming, right? I'm pushing this one. I'm pushing it. I want it to be finished. Don't know that I'll make it by the end of this month. It might take me, I certainly won't get to work on it in July. Might take me August to finish it, but I don't want to wait to the end of the year because I want to get it framed. Anyway, I'm actually going to keep that one next to me over here so that when I have a few minutes to stitch, at least, you know, put a length of thread in that border till I get it finished. But what a fabulous day. I got a lot of stitching time in today. Had a wonderful lunch with my hubby, cooked a new recipe. We tested a recipe tonight for supper that I'm going to use Sunday morning. I have refreshments for our Sunday school class at church, and I am making a new recipe called sausage and egg bombs, and you just wrap them in crescent rolls. You pre-cook everything. You pre-cook your scrambled eggs, and you pre-cook your sausage and chop it up, and then you put your little crescent rolls in a muffin tin. You roll out the roll flat. You put all your ingredients inside, your egg, your sausage, and some cheese. You roll those edges of that crescent roll over the top just to make a blanket for it, you know. And then you cook it to cook the rolls. It takes about 12 minutes once you've assembled everything. So I'd never made it before. My husband found the recipe on Facebook, I think, and he forwarded it to me and said, "What do you think about this?" And so tonight we tested it and made him that for supper, and he said he thinks it's going to be a hit. We'll see. So we've done some fun things today, but I have been so blessed to get to stitch so much today. I'm very much looking forward to tomorrow. I'm not so much looking forward to the walking early in the morning. It's hot already by then, but I'm going to do it. And then I'll come home and get ready to go to the movies and lunch with my son and husband. So looking forward to that. And if I get to stitch it all, it'll be tomorrow night. So we'll see. We'll see if I get anything done tomorrow. But I hope you do. And I am thrilled, could not be happier with the progress that I got today, and hence I'm up late. So I'm going to go join Coco and my hubby. They're already asleep. I'm going to go join them down there. I'm going to sneak in as quiet as I can. And then I hopefully will have more to share with you in the next day or two. In the meantime, everybody, happy stitching. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. This is Saturday. It is the 4th of June, and I'm here to give you a little bit of a stitching update and a little bit of a life update. So let's do the stitching first. Today I decided to continue working on a whip that I really was enjoying stitching on, primarily because I needed to use it for several prompts in my animal adventures this month. So I continued working on my final season of Crabapple tree. and I am so tickled to be able to tell you what I accomplished today. So here it is. I hope you'll be able to see it. Because of the modeling in the fabric, you may or may not own the camera, but it's certainly visible to the naked eye. It's just beautiful. But I finished the border, the outer border, all the way around. So now all that's left is right in here. I actually got this corner flower done, and I got the tree trunk started. Now, there is a lovely interesting border across the top and down this side that has to be put in, and that may be what I work on next because I have, for whatever reason, on all of these I've wound up doing the borders before I stitched the tree. I guess I wanted to make sure it was going to fit. I don't know, but anyway, that's how close we are to a finish on this one. And as I mentioned in my previous segment when I talked about it, I have 8 animal adventures to find. So far, I've done 3, 2 of them today. I did the first 341 stitches, took a picture, posted it, and then the second one I did 318 stitches, and then I just kept stitching until I had 354 stitches, even after I posted it, and then I said I gotta go to bed. I'm not gonna finish it today. I need to put it away and do some other prompts. So today, 695 stitches total. Finished the border, did this corner, got the tree started. I am excited about the progress on that one. Absolutely. So now I want to give you a tiny bit of a life update. I had mentioned in a prior segment that today was going to be a busy day. I met a couple of neighbors this morning and we went for a walk in the neighborhood, introducing a new neighbor to our neighborhood, kind of showing her around, and then came in and got ready to go to lunch and to see Top Gun with my son and my husband. I haven't seen my son in over 2 weeks because we were gone to the beach for a week, and then once we got home, you know, he was working like crazy. He said he worked 14 of the last 16 days. They're short-handed and he's picked up extra shifts. So he was tired, and so he slept in this morning, came over here just right about noon, and my husband was running this morning, training for his marathon, and got home and showered real quick, and we left here about 12:15, 12:30, and headed to lunch. We took our son to a new restaurant that we had never been with him. He had never been there before, but it was a little Mexican restaurant we found that we liked down the road a bit, and it was on the way to the theater. So we did that, and then we went and saw Top Gun, and all 3 of us gave it a big thumbs up. I won't tell you much about it because I don't want to ruin it for anybody who hasn't seen it yet. There are a lot of nods back to the original. I think they were well done, and they were meaningful, and we spent our conversation all the way back home from the theater seeing how many we could list that we all picked up on. That was fun. It was an excellent movie. If you're thinking about going to see it or not, I recommend it. We loved it. All 3 of us loved it. So when I got home, our son had to run do his grocery shopping for the upcoming month. He tries to grocery shop, he said, about once a month now, because when he cooks, his meals go a long, long way. And so he's freezing things and taking his own lunch every day, and I think he's really getting a good handle on taking care of his eating requirements. So I asked him if I could get another picture today because he has lost another 10 pounds since the last time I shared a picture with you, and I can see it. I can see it further in his face and further in his torso. So I'll put it in here. So to give you the final number so far, he's lost 147 pounds. He is almost at 150, he said. So he is excited about that. Um, I'm so proud of him. Thank you for letting me share that, his journey with you. So that was my day today. And when we got home and he had to take off, it was probably about 5 o'clock. So my husband took Coco out for a lovely walk, and then I grabbed a sandwich for dinner, and it's been stitching ever since. So it is late now. I'm headed to bed, but I was thrilled to get 2 prompts met today when I was wondering if I would get any, done. So very happy with that. And I've already posted them on my Facebook page. And I have a funny to share with you. When I get a prompt in these Facebook groups, most of them I will say that I'm going. I'll click that I'm going, and then I will take the prompt that's posted, and I will copy the prompt, the little heading, and then in my comment section, I will list all of the prompts that I'm going for. Prompt 1 is this, prompt 2 is this, and then as I meet them, I just go in and say, here's the one I used for this. This is why it meets it. Here's my before and after picture. It makes it easier for posting because I've already got all the descriptions out there. So apparently I've been doing that in most of the Facebook groups, but I guess I hadn't been doing that in the monthly magazine challenge group, but I did this time and put the acrostic out there and put for each of the letters of floral. I had gone ahead in the comments and put which one of my whips I was going to use to meet that prompt, just saying, F stands for this, or this stands for this. And I went ahead and posted the one that I had stitched on so far and put 1 of 5, completed in the heading of it. And apparently, I guess when I posted it out there in the past, I had just been posting it when it was completed. And here it was only the 2nd day of June, and people thought I had finished it already. I got several comments letting me know that when they saw it, they thought, it's only June 2nd. How'd you do that? And then they saw that it was 1 of, 6 or whatever. Then I think it was 6. Anyway, I got tickled about that. So no, I didn't get all 6 of them yet. Only had the 1 so far. But I think now I do have I have 2. So I've added to that since that happened. But I'm enjoying doing that. I'm enjoying posting all my, successes. And so now tomorrow I'll have to flip. And I'll have to stitch on what I was supposed to stitch on today because I kept working on my crabapple tree, which is fine. I give myself permission to do that. But in the meantime, I hope you've had a great weekend. I hope that tomorrow is a restful day for you. I have a big day again tomorrow. We're taking goodies to our Sunday school class tomorrow. So I'm cooking in the morning, and then we'll do that. Then once we get home in the early afternoons, it'll be time for me to rest and have a good day. So looking forward to that. Well, enjoy your stitching. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And hopefully I'll be able to come back and show you some progress either tomorrow or Monday. Happy stitching, everybody. Hi everyone, welcome back. This is Dina. It is Sunday. It is June 5th, and I have a little bit of a stitching update for you. I decided today that I was going to hit another prompt, and I had a one of my whips that I could use for 2 prompts. They were 300 stitches each, so I had to stitch for the first prompt and make a picture and post it, and then stitch another 300 for the second prompt. And I went ahead and took a picture and posted for that and did all of my explanation of why it fit and whatnot that was required. And then I decided it was just too late to pick up anything else, and I would just stitch a little more on this because I am working on my winter Quaker. And I am working on this big old motif right here. That's where I'm at. So I'm right in here, and I would say that's roughly halfway. Once I get this big motif, I might be slightly over halfway. You know, not quite 2/3. But anyway, that's what I've been working on. So today I did the first 300 stitches, as I said. Then I did the second, it was 306 and 333. And then I kept going, so that meant it was 639. Cause math, Stephanie. But then I went ahead and stitched even more stitches. I stitched 152 more stitches, just kind of stitching what little bit of time I had left. And now I hit 791 stitches total on this piece today. So here's where I'm at. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, the picture doesn't do it justice, but it is really, really pretty. The good news is, the last time you saw this, I had completed this outer border. I had worked my way around that whole border, and I was so tickled about it. Then today, I have completed this entire inner border, and there are stitches all around there, even in here that you can hardly see, little stitches. Then I started the corners. This is the first corner piece. It's down to the center, and I've started going on past down to the bottom because it'll be mirrored down here. And then there are 2 sides that go this way that look exactly the same, and that gives you the bulk of the centerpiece, or at least the structure for the centerpiece. But this is a very intricate motif, very intricate. So it's taking me a little while, several sessions on it, but I think 791 stitches was a great progress on it today. So I am very excited about it. This is the called for fabric. This is the dwarf. Picture this plus that's called for on it. I've already loosened it up because I'm ready to put it away for this month. But got 2 big prompts with it today. Was really happy about that. So tomorrow I am hopefully going to get lots of time to stitch. We'll see. But I have multiple prompts that I'm going to be going for on my Hawk Run Hollow. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. In case you were wondering, I don't know if I mentioned what I had on my schedule, what I was hoping to stitch, but yesterday I was going to try to stitch on Nativity. But then I realized that wasn't going to work with all that we had going on yesterday with the movie and all that stuff. So instead, I moved it out, and I've put it at the end of all of my other calendar entries that I have. And so it's later in the month before I bring that one out. So I am trying to hit all my prompts as quickly as I can, so that by the say around the 24th or so, I've hit every prompt, and I can just focus then on seeing if there's something I could bring to a finish this month. I would love to get one of my big pieces that I've been working on for a long time finished this month. I would love to do that. I don't think I'm far enough along on this one to do that, but I'm thinking I might be far enough along on Crabapple Tree that I could finish it this month. We will see. I would love to do that. So I'm going to put this away. I'm going to wish you a good night, and I hope that I have some more stitching to share with you very soon. Happy stitching, everybody. Got my little helper here. Pieces that are too small, she gets.